What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Ulysses. Ulysses the Great. He is from the Clan Alliance. For this tournament, they have made an alliance. They've made a pact. A pact to stop evil. To help the little guy, to give everyone a fair go. That's something else. His partner or team today in the yellow color playing as Odin. His name is Chemo. Ulysses and Chemo. Imagine a team of Ulysses and Chemo. Just like I could just imagine getting into a lobby and then teaming up and having them on my team, just being like, I don't have to do anything. And then not only that, to round this team out, we've got one of the best team game players out there in Play Hard, playing as Uranus. Their opponent today is the PXX clan. Books. Pandora's box. Is that right? I can never remember. Spawning in the purple color, playing as Zeus. His name is Julian Papa. The Papa, the Maestro, Papa himself. He is the Papa of the PXX clan, apparently. I make these things up. Whether they're true or not remains to be seen. In the teal color, Poseidon playing as. See what I did there? I spoke with the incorrect grammar syntax, and I confused even my own brain when I did that. It's Antos. Antos making his foray into team games. This guy is a very, very, how you say, he likes 1v1s. He plays a lot of 1v1s, and he's made a bit of a name for himself as a mini Matrius. Now, Matrius being one of the best team game players currently playing Age of Mythology. We'll see if that team game mindset has rubbed off onto baby Matrius, as maybe he resents being called that, but I don't care. I do what I want. And then finally, rounding out the team, it is the Loki maniac himself, Gaboo, playing as Loki in the blue color. We do have the map Marsh for you, ladies and gentlemen. Marsh is a very, very odd team game map. It's got tons of food. It can be really open. It can be really closed. It can shut certain people off from the map. It can do all this other stuff. So let's take a quick look at what we have here. We've got a very small choke point between this town center, or between this pond and this pond. And then we have this huge lake, which is blocking off Ulysses from basically hitting Antos and hitting Zeus, the Zeus player Julian Papa over here. So what it looks like this map is forcing is a bit of a 1v1 here. Gaboo's Loki versus Ulysses Loki. And if you understand the top level Loki play currently in Age of Mythology, if you actually play Loki at the top level, this is a coin flip. You actually, there's no way to influence the result. It's just a coin flip. You can hit a raid and win, maybe, but you're probably just flipping a coin most of the time. Lots of factors come into it, things like spying your enemy's Hersa and all the other good stuff. And we'll see how things are going. Now, if this is going to be a 1v1 over here, then what's going to happen over here? We do see Chemo dropping his temple. What's Chemo going to have to do? Chemo probably going to have to go in with some raiding cavalry in this game. Going for Ulsark here doesn't seem like it's going to be the best of ideas. He's got himself Uranus on his team, so he can get early aggression going. But point is, the raiding cavalry are faster than those Ulsark. But more importantly, he's going to have to deal with potentially Hoplite Toxotes here as Athena's coming through for Julian Papa. And he's also going to have to deal with Antos's Hippocon here, as Antos has actually clicked up through Ares. As we see, what are we seeing? We're seeing a forward stable getting dropped by... Oh! This is my strategy! Go Antos! Yeah! Team Antos! This is the pocket Greek strategy you do on these maps, and you double the side plays, double the flank play. You advance at 4 minutes, so you just have to send one villager forward to build the buildings, and you start building out your units really fast, as if things are things are like that. We do have a comment in the chat I want to deal with, and it says LOKI isn't a coin flip in team games, but did we not just explain that because the bloody lakes here, everything is cut off, so it's a coin flip? As Ulysses retreats back, and there's the pestilence coming down as the Jason already comes in here. We also see a cheeky forest fire coming through from Chemo, so giving a little bit of a help over here for Kaboo. I mean, not for... Yeah, wait, hang on. A little bit of help over here for Ulysses, not Kaboo. As Ulysses is still trying to push in here. Kaboo trying to hold on as best as he can. As we do see the Hursa coming through. Almost able to take down one of those, but this healing spring going to be a big help. Oh, and the Ox Guard goes down. That's absolutely huge. Ulysses just wins. All right, let's go next. I mean, we could just see Kaboo just retreating back, but Kaboo's also put a very, very crazy healing spring here. So we'll see how it's all going to go. These villagers here might just want to jump over onto the hippopotamus or something like that. As the game is continuing, we are going to be seeing Play Hard's Temple getting taken down here. As the pressure is starting to mount, we do have... Is it just going to be Mass Hippocon? It is Mass Hippocon. Antos is going triple stable. You probably don't need triple stable, just double stable if you're advancing at 4 minutes. But nonetheless, we are going to be seeing the units coming in. Big shockwave coming through there by Play Hard. Going to be able to take out the Minotaur. Absolutely huge there as the Antos Theseus coming through. Going to get pushed back as we are going to be seeing the mana getting taken out very, very fast here as the Citizen going to turn around, start shanking this Theseus down. Chemo now making his way over here. He is going for the Olvsark here, not going for those raiding cavalry. As the mana just about to fall, we are going to be seeing those Olvsark coming back. They can snipe down Straggler Hippocon here or something like that if that's what they want to do. But end of the day here, we've got an open gold mine, and Play Hard is retreating back over here onto this gold mine. So this is going to be all up to, guess what? Our Pegasus or Katoskopos to be spotting this. If I was Julian Papa here, I'm going for a Pegasus every day of the week. But Julian Papa is going to send his Toxote over here, check out those villages, and be able to shut down that gold mine. Things getting very, very spicy over here. As now Ulysses has got an advantage over Kaboo. This is why I said it was a... Normally it's a coin flip because you don't get any advantage normally in a team game. But Ulysses can now leave Kaboo and go over and hit Antos. And Antos has got no defenses in his base. As we do see a huge Einhyar spawn here for Ulysses. Big micro though by Kaboo as he pulls back those Hursa nicely. We'll be able to take out the Valkyrie that is here as the Hursa push in a troll spawn there. Does troll Kaboo just a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. But over here we do see that the villagers were pushed up that gold mine there as Play Hard has to pull back into his home base. The Citizen retreating back up onto this gold mine over here. Now you do have to remember that that Antos and Julian Papa, well Antos not so much, but Julian Papa does have access to restoration here. So he can send that Cyclops in onto the town center with those hoplites and take that town center down very fast with a restoration, ignoring the Chemo army here. As Chemo's continuing to take this fight nicely. He's turning around, taking this beautifully as those Termo are going to be able to snipe down the Toxotes in the back there. Nice play from Play Hard as he's making that work. These hoplites still not doing exactly what they need to do. He's going to come back over onto this one and deal with those medium Olfsuck as best as he can. As the Hurst are still putting pressure over here onto Kaboo. Ulysses has got just a slight advantage, it would seem. Maybe not actually an advantage at all here. 9 Hurst are a piece, but with that Einhyar, that's a big advantage if he can get in and get a little bit of damage done with that one. But he's going to be pulling back for the time being as those Hursa get back onto that healing spring. And Ulysses is going to have to figure out somewhere else to go here. As the Olfsarks pushing through, taking down that army beautifully. As the Julian Papa turns around, they still haven't used the restoration. Could be using that at any time here, but still holding on to it as the Chemo Olfsark are doing nicely against those Hippocon. But when the Olfsark are starting to fight up or match up against the Hoplites, they do so much less damage because the Hoplites have got 34% hack armor, which might not seem like a lot, but at this stage in the game, that makes them a kind of a soft counter to the Olfsark in a weird way. As now Ulysses Hursa have decided to come over here and hit Antos' main base. And this was the scary part we were talking about. We see the granary getting deleted there. There are tons of pigs in here for Antos to eat if he so chooses. But now Gabu comes over here with his own Herser. And now it's just a chasing game. Chase down my opponent. My opponent just runs around, causing chaos. Happy days. But now we're still seeing more units coming out for Antos. He's kind of struggling just a little bit to produce those here. Making pure Hippocon might not have been the best of choices. Maybe going for Hippocon Toxotes could have been a better idea if you're going for more of that big ball punch, because then you can sit in here and help out a lot more, deal with those Ulfsark and all the other good stuff. But right now, the Ulfsark coming through for Chemo, sniping down the straggler units. Very smart play from Chemo, super aware of little things like that. As now Julian Papa and Antos are going to be starting to focus down, play hard, coming back over here. This villager, or this gold mine here, has been open for quite some time, and Antos and Julian Papa just haven't managed to push in here and make it work just yet. As we do see them retreating back for the time being, as it looks like Antos is leaving Julian Papa out to dry here. This is not the coordination that you want from PXX, as Antos is nowhere to be found. Julian went for an attack. He gets caught out. He's losing a ton of units, and this is absolute nightmare for Julian. He's trying to get out of here, loses tons of units. The Hippocon looking for some raids. They do pick off one citizen here. The hero citizen going to get into the tower, no problems here, as the units come over here and defend that one. Meanwhile, this is the big fight here. Ulysses versus Gabu. The Iron here are spawning. We got 3 Iron here, 3 Iron here for Ulysses to 2 Iron here for Gabu. But who knows who's going to win this? It's a coin flip, I'm telling you. It's a coin flip, but Ulysses is so far in front. Does it matter or not? That's the question. As Gabu comes back in and he cleans the army up because it's a coin flip. Take that. I expect an apology. I expect it now. As Julian Papa retreats back, the medium Hippocon coming through, doing all the good stuff. But now you're playing Athena, Hoplite Toxotes on the defensive. Things are very, very difficult for him there. So we'll see how it's going to go, if they can still manage to make it work. There is still a restoration to be had here. Now, I'm going to say, just imagine had restoration been given to Gabu there, how much further in front Gabu would be right now than Ulysses. But that didn't happen. But they still come back potentially. We've got the walls all shot up over here. We've got the armory up. We've got Bragi on the way here. Skadi coming through for Chemo as well. That's going to be huge. Julian Papa's got all his units out. Chemo's actually got himself a second town center now on the front here. I love that town center grab, preventing his opponents from grabbing this location and saying, look, play hard. You're going to have to move over here and just grab this town center or this town center. It doesn't really matter which one at this point, but it's really smart to grab this one here at this point. And Chemo's going to say, look, the back 2 are yours. No problem. I'm going to take the forward 2 and just deal with that here. Because now we will be seeing Julian say, look, this town center, I don't want it up. I got hoplites. I got 16 of them. I'm going to kill it. And I'm not sure they can stop this, as Chemo's army is completely out of position over here at this point. We are seeing a town center now coming down for Gabu, another temple coming down as well as a barracks. Bragi on the way now as well for Gabu, trying to play catch up a little bit for onto Ulysses. Now, really, you don't want to fight here if you are the Loki in the classical age. Just wait for the heroic age, wait for the upgraded Herser to come through, live the dream there, as Chemo's town center does end up going down. And now not only that, we've got ourselves medium hoplites. These hoplites are a little bit scary for those Ulfsarks to deal with. As flaming weapons is going to come in. Bragi pops here. Flaming weapons comes through for Gabu. Both players, they don't really have the armor upgrades. We do have some copper shields at this point though for Gabu here, as the myth unit spawns coming, and yet again another cheeky coin flip. But it looks like it's slightly I would say it's slightly in favor of Gabu because of the iron here, but who knows here, as it seems like Ulysses is fairly well. How many Herser are left per each player? Like someone's got 8 and someone's got 3. So it kind of looks like Ulysses is winning this one. as he gets his Frost Giant out. He's pushing forward. He's still got all the units here. Did he get himself the upgrade during the fight? No, neither player got... Oh, Gaboo did get himself his copper mail here. I'm not wrong about that, but will it help out enough or not is the big question. As the unit's pushing in here, and we do see a Frost on this position, but there is still Restoration. So this isn't the end of the world. You wait for the Frost to finish. Just before the Frost finishes, you cast Restoration. So like one or 2 seconds before it finishes, you cast Restoration to get everyone back up to full HP. And then you take that fight and hopefully win it. Guys, the strategy. Oh, I mean, a little bit delayed, mind you. Bolt coming down onto the Frost. It does come through, but we'll see if it's going to work or not. It does seem like these units are going to get cleaned up, mostly because the surround was there and Julian, Papa, and Antos both moved their units instead of staying still and just auto-attacking. A little bit unfortunate there. We do see a bit of a curse getting dropped over here as well as Antos hits the heroic age, but it's not going to be enough. You wouldn't think, as those heavy Ulfsark, they pack a punch. Heavy Ulfsark plus the full copper armor upgrades for Chemo. Chemo is in a fantastic position, but Gaboo too is in a really, really strong position. So too is Ulysses. So this one is still looking very, very close, and it could go either way here for Ulysses and Gaboo. So this side of the map is not where this side of the map is not where the story is going to get told. The story is going to get told over here with Chemo attempting to carry this one forward. As we do see that third town center is now up. Not only that, Chemo dropping a market. He's going to be able to think about going to the Mythic Age very, very soon. And seeing what he can do here as those Ulfsark pulling back. Ready to take that fight. A little bit of raids now going to come in as Julian has to start retreating back, and we'll see how it's going to go. As the battle ball starting to take down this town center as kind of best that they can. It looks like Ulysses is slightly overwhelming Gaboo here as Artemis and Tira are coming through. Chemo not going for the Balder, but Antos going for the Artemis really, really early here. He's going to be able to click that straight away if he wants. We'll see if it's going to help or not. We do have the heavy Hippocon through for Antos. He didn't go through Dionysus, so no access to the super strong Hippocon, but he's still kind of having to fight those Ulfsark here, which you don't really want to do. At this point, it probably would have been better, instead of getting medium Hippocon, to just drop down a whole bunch of barracks and get medium infantry and heavy infantry instead. Could have been an idea, but he's still pushing in, still taking these fights as best as he can. Chemo's got all of his upgrades coming through. He's going to be able to get himself champion infantry, Berserker gang, both upgrades really helping out those Ulfsarks. But it does seem like his units have mostly been taken out here as Playhard might not be able to get this town center up. He's going to retreat his citizen, pull back his units maybe here, and find somewhere else to go. Meanwhile, the town center has been taken down over here as Ulysses creeping ahead ever so slightly in this matchup. Both players now sitting with the bronze, with the copper mail, copper shields. No bronze shields just yet for Gaboo and for Ulysses, as irrigation and fortified town centers coming through for Ulysses. Not decided to go for an earlier hell in this matchup. Or tiered. Does scratch my head just a little bit. Would have thought that would have come through, as we see champion cavalry coming in immediately as an earthquake coming through. The Pegasus flies over. The death of those buildings is absolutely devastating, but Fimbulwinter gets cast. Antos doesn't get hit at all here. Absolutely huge for him, but Julian Papa has to garrison everything. Gaboo has to garrison everything. We see Rhyme coming through for Chemo, fortified town centers as well. But Ulysses can now start thinking about making a really big push here as Gaboo's in a lot of pain. We are going to be seeing Antos retreating back with his cavalry, not able to do all too much. The villagers all getting this town center up. Where is the Chimera? That's the big question. The Chimera, I don't see it anywhere. Chimera. Where's the teal dot? I don't know. Anyways, that's fine. It might have been picked off already, but or frozen or something like that. There are a whole bunch of Frost Giants here. But the champion Hippocon are in. They're going to start dealing with this nice. So we see Winter Harvest Quarry coming through for Chemo. He's going to be super stacked in the economy, coming through very, very fast here. Not only that, he can start making Fenris Wolves and go Fenris Wolf raiding in this game as the Hippocon now starting to look around. Maybe going to prevent this town center from coming up, going straight into the base is another idea, but the town center is already up over here. And we are going to see him turn around, taking a couple of units down. This town center is coming through, but I don't think those Hippocon will see that there, as it will just barely get up under the noses of those Hippocon here. Anton's going to be super unhappy about that one, as the red units have streamed through here, and Gaboo does lose the entirety of his base. He loses this town center. We see Ulysses taking that advantage now to start getting this town center up. And not only that, controlling this part of the map gives access to this water here. And look at this. Town center, water, in range of the boats. Over here, in range of the boats, there's so many very, very strong ponds on this map to be secured. We'll see if that's going to be something that Chemo is going to notice here. We are seeing hell coming through for Ulysses. That's going to be huge for him. As I mean, like, what can Gaboo really do to counter a Nidhogg at this point? He's got no throwing axeman at all. We're seeing Axe of Muspel coming through for Ulysses at this point, but it's about that's it. It's going to be a tough time for him here. You see a troll spawn here for Ulysses as he's pushing through into this base here. As Julian still trying to hold over here as best as he can. You see the throwing Frost Giant getting cleaned up there as the Odysseus taking everything else. Now we've got Bravery coming through for Chemo. Chemo, how many hill forts does he have? Just the one? You've got 2 hill forts, making those Bravery Huskarl. You just start raiding town centers. They do so much damage and they're so hard to deal with. Like 12.8 damage per second times 2 from the Bravery, I believe. Yep, so it's 100% bonus damage. So you're doing 25 damage per second against town centers with 1 Huskarl. Add 10, 250 damage per second. Add another 10, 500 damage per second. Absolutely insane. Right now, we see Gaboo in what looks to be a world of pain here. Ulysses has now got himself 2 mountain giants cleaning up military buildings. Gaboo's farm is in a bit of chaos over here as well. You can say, look, the hunt situation has been a little bit funky here with this water situation over here, but in that moment, Antos decides to tap out. Julian decides to tap out, and Gaboo will say goodbye here once the town center goes down. GG, well played by Alliance. Takes the series 2-0 in commanding fashion here. We did see a little bit of a waver here. A little bit of a waver from Team Alliance. This was, I would like to say, a very small amount of coordination here by the PXX clan. If they coordinated even more, things could have been a lot differently. When there was a moment here where Julian Papa went for an attack on Play Hard and Antos went for a raid. You can't be doing that in these team games. If one player gets caught out and gets doubled, that's nightmare. That's nightmare mode when you're going for these coordinated assaults. You need to attack at the same time, same place, and then you're not going to get caught out ever. Maybe taking a couple of units to go for a raid is fine. Like take 2-3 units to go for a raid. But the rest need to be sticking together and putting pressure onto a point that is weak. So for example, this gold mine over here, there was definitely an opportunity here for Antos and Julian Papa to seriously damage Play Hard in the early game here. But they didn't go for it. And therefore, Chemo, he could just soar ahead. He wasn't touched at all in the early game. In his Chemo, he's not gonna falter in the macro of just raiding, essentially just raiding with his units. He's not gonna falter. He's gonna go absolutely insane, and he does that. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.